Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this morning's Reading the Red, Monday morning. Matthew chapter 13, verse 11. And Jesus, in this verse, brings an explanation, at least the introduction to the explanation, as to the various different things he'd been saying regarding the seed falling into different types of soil. And here in this number, in verse 11, we read, Jesus answered them because they'd answered the question. And the disciples came to him and said to him, why do you speak to the people in parables? So the disciples want to know, why do you speak to people in parables? But actually, it's really an insight into the fact that they don't understand what Jesus said either. And so they're asking, why do you speak to the people in parables? Or really, why do you speak to us in parables? Why do you tell us these little stories with hidden meanings in order to be able to disclose things that are true about God to us? Because they didn't really want to admit that they didn't really understand what he was talking about either. And then in verse 11, it says, Jesus answered and said to him, it has been granted to you, it has been granted to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it has not been granted. So Jesus is saying, to you it has been granted to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it has not been granted. And you would think to yourself, well, why would Jesus want to make it difficult for people not to understand what he is really saying? Why would he do that? You know, superficial response really is an insight only seen as you see the seed grow. And as a seed grows, you see whether or not that seed is going to produce something positive, because the way in which it grows indicates long before its fruit bearing season that this seed has not really understood it. There are just little factors about the development in the growth that identify that this person hasn't really got it. And Jesus is wanting to call people who really want to get it, who really want to get connected to God. There are a lot of people connecting to God in a very superficial way. Many of these big concert type churches that exist in the world today, they're just going for the experience of the music or the experience of feeling like you're in an incredible group dynamics. Now, there's nothing wrong in the music and there's nothing wrong in group dynamics, but if that's all it is, then there's no real significance to the life. God in Jesus, in this story, is wanting to press into people truth, but he wants them to really want it. And the only way he can do that is to wiggle a carrot in front of them and say to them, this is what it can be like. This is how it might be. But you have to go on that journey with God if you really want it. And if you can't even really be bothered to go on that journey, if you can't really be bothered to get up and get on and do it, then really you're not going to be able to sustain and last the journey. And you're not really wanting this relationship with God. God is looking for people who really want to reconnect to him so that he can really connect to them. Have a great Monday. Stay out of the rain, and I'll bless you and see you tomorrow.